Barnes and Leslie. We are your Morning X. Crash on traffic. And good morning, first of all.
Good morning.
Everybody. I know we popped in best of, but this is the official beginning of the show. I thought I'd read you an email from a concerned listener right out the gate. This is from Michael Smith, who listened to the show yesterday. He said, let me get this straight. You put Crash Clark back on the payroll, then you immediately sent him to a brewery? And then there's 5 question marks. Are you insane? Are you just seeing how quickly you can get him to a 6th round of employment? And you only had a few beers, right?
I honestly had 2 beers, 2 16-ounce, obviously, the Mutation Brewery. But yeah, no, it's a good boy.
He'll be all right, Michael. Thank you for listening. Celebrity Sleaze brought to you by McDonald's. Archways to Opportunity helps employees achieve their dreams. To learn more, visit McDonald's.com. Here is Leslie Fram with some sleaze.
Okay, I have the 10 most shocking reveals from Netflix O.J. Simpson documentary series, American Manhunt. O.J. Simpson. I want to thank Barnes for telling me to watch this. Of course, I finished it before he got to season 1.
Yeah, you did.
Episode 1.
And when I say so good, of course, the subject matter is not so good. I'm saying what they did with it was unbelievable because they had so much that wasn't out there.
After all these years, right? Well, here's some of the revelations. Several witnesses were never called to the stand. I think their testimony could have changed the jury opinions. Obviously, we know Ron Goldman was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Very sad. Several pieces of physical evidence were never collected by police. A lot of the supplies had been tampered with, and DNA evidence from inside and outside the house not collected. Wow, terrible.
How about that, Mr. Fung? I mean, all those moments coming back.
The evidence was not managed properly. Here's one of the ones I thought was crazy, and I am saving the best for last. OJ's initial interview with the police was not used in court, and he changed his story a gazillion times.
This was because he hired the biggest and most badass lawyers on the planet, and they were afraid to screw the case up, the other people, the prosecution. And so they were having to dodge a lot of stuff, I think.
It was the dream team. The documentary cast doubt on Mark Fuhrman, of course, because of his past racism. I didn't realize this. The jury took 2 months to select 257 people.
Yeah, it was hard.
And this is, remember, the beginning of DNA evidence. So the prosecution had a really hard time getting the jury to believe DNA evidence. Okay? All this science was still new to people. And then, of course, the defense used an argument of evidence planting. You remember that. But here's the crazy part.
This is insane.
OJ's agent, Mike Gilbert, okay, he was friends with OJ, represented him for 22 years. He basically had a falling out with him in 2008 and wrote a book. But here was his revelation in this documentary.
And if you haven't watched this yet, this is a spoiler. So if you don't want to be spoiled as far as... I had never heard this. Crash, do you know what we're about to play?
I do not, and I haven't seen the documentary yet, so I'm fascinated.
This is unbelievable. They're out at Rockingham before it was destroyed.
Yes.
And there's just OJ and his former agent sitting out by the pool.
One night, we were still at Rockingham. It was one of the nights where it's just us and we're sitting outside by the pool. I'd never seen OJ like that. You can see he's very deep in thought and very emotional, sentimental. It was just one of those moments, that is right. And I said, OJ, what happened that night? Just what happened? He said, what do you think happened? And I thought, do I do what agents do? You just, oh, yeah, no, I know you couldn't do it. I know you never would have done it. Or do you tell the truth? And I said, OJ, I always thought you did it. And he glanced up and he said, not because I see you as a murderer, because I don't. And he just kind of shook his head and he said, if Nicole wouldn't have opened the door with a knife, she would still be alive.
Wow. Oh.
I didn't sleep very well that night, but I just remember laying there thinking, where does our relationship, where do we go from here? Do I walk away after everything that I'd invested, or do I not judge him by the worst day of his life? And so I quit.
That is unreal.
Wow.
I saw that and I was like, how did we not know this after all these years?
How no one... Heather and I just both stopped, just like Crash and I just did, and looked at each other like, what?
Wow. I mean, you know, I met him in the Bahamas.
OJ, I remember.
Yeah, he was golfing, and he just came up to the bar we were at. I shook his hand. This was after the murders, and now that I hear this, I shook the hand of a murderer.
Yeah, dual personalities for sure, that guy.
Wow.
Well, remember the old Morning X thing where I talked to OJ on the phone? Remember, Barnes?
Yeah, he was hitting on you. Didn't you get suspended for that?
We did, because we didn't tell OJ
he was on the air.
He was on the air.
Oh. You get in trouble for that, but he can kill anyone.
Man.
Chilling.
Leslie gets spanked for putting a call on the air.
Where's Norm Macdonald when we need him?
Yeah. I plan to listen to this today. In a recent podcast interview, Justin Baldoni revealed that he has had an intense year and struggled with anxiety before his legal dispute with Blake Lively. That's all in a brand new podcast. I'll check that out for all of us today.
I'm sure it's at an all-time high now. The dude's in a long ride. Buckle up, buddy. You got another year till you go to trial.
David Schwimmer has taken a bold stance against Kanye West, urging Elon Musk to ban him from X. Of course, his plea came after Kanye's recent series of anti-Semitic tweets. I don't know if you saw this or not. One said, "I'm a Nazi," and the other one said, "I love Hitler." The Anti-Defamation League condemning these remarks, and Kanye has deactivated his X account. Wow. Is he off his meds?
He's off of his brain.
Exactly. That is your Celebrity Sleaze.
If you're listening to sports,
if you're looking for an edge rusher, you're looking for a run stuffer, you're looking for a big-time player in the middle of your defense, you're in luck.
Mixed with pop culture, sprinkled with celebrity interviews.
You hated the title Everybody Loves Raymond.
That's true.
Is it appropriate for you to tell people to hurry it up?
It's appropriate on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Bill Burr is here.
I want to know who you defeated to get that title as best dad ever.
I'm the Gonzaga of dads.
And you're enjoying the Rich Eisen Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.